Project Guru, 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 Guru.
Welcome to Novorussia Rocks radio station. This is Zach Novak, your American in downtown Donetsk. This is Project Guru, the radio program, special radio program here in downtown Donetsk with the one and only Guru in the house, Andre, and special guest Dima. Before I start with the news, guys, Dima, interesting over the weekend, interesting in Odessa. Over 300 activists, right sector Nazis marching. And this is, all Obama. He supports this regime, this sickness, this madness. And there they were, fighting with their own people, fighting with their own police, throwing acid in the eyes of the police officers. Total madness yesterday. We'll talk about that. But the reason they did that, because a few of their Nazi colleagues were arrested due to the killing of a journalist, but not only a journalist, but a famous writer, right, Dima? Yeah. A famous writer was killed. And the people who are responsible for that are in jail. And then you have right sector Nazis now, trying to, protect their colleagues, the guys who are in jail. But hey, they killed a man. Horrible. Putin talks about Donbass social and economic support. Guru, here it is. Leaks coming out from Moscow. This was beautiful. Russian President Vladimir Putin is hopeful that supplies of gas and energy to Donbass will be settled. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters on Saturday. Donbass was mentioned. You believe that? Donbass was mentioned. That's beautiful. Putin was speaking about Donbass. Peskov replied when asked whether the Russian president meant supplies either to Donbass or to Ukraine. Earlier in the day, Putin told reporters with confidence that the region Donbass should undergo a social and economic rehabilitation. Thanks God, coal has been coming out from Donbass as far as I know, Putin said. It means that we may also begin supplies of coal. I believe we can settle the issues related to gas and energy supplies if needed. To sum it up, we should seek the restoration of full relations. Back with the news. Andre, we talked about the incident over the weekend. Chaos in Odessa. Oh, and just walked in the lovely Natalia, my beautiful co-host. Guys, Guru, Dima, attacking the police, attacking their own people, demonstrators, protesters. Obama supports these Nazi fascists. They attack their own police. They even threw acid, right? We discussed this before. They threw acid in the police, in their eyes, in their faces. They went there supposedly to support two of their Nazi colleagues who are in jail because they murdered not just a journalist. Dima, you told me that he's also a famous writer, right? Yeah, so unbelievable. So chaos in Odessa. Hundreds of Nazi activists attack police. This I got from a Nazi right sector website. More than 200 Nazi activists of Nazi right sector, Svoboda, Odessa's self-defense, and the Civil Corps Azov. You remember Azov, right, Dmitry? Those are the ones who training little kids, young as 6 years old, to carry AKs. Yeah, have joined the march in support of political prisoners Andrei Medvedko and Denis Polishuk. Is that correct? Polishuk, who are accused of murdering the anti-Ukrainian journalist Oles Buzina. Is this the writer? Oles Buzina? Yes. Right? The action took place in Odessa on September 13th. During the march, violent confrontations broke out, including an incident with acid thrown at one of the police officers. The march was held at the city center with using of pyrotechnics and under patriotic anti-oligarch slogans. The nationalists have also called upon the government to release the political prisoners. Also, according to them, given the recent events with all these detentions and arrests in Nazi Ukraine, it would be quite appropriate to draw certain parallels and remind a few names. Taras Slobodian, a participant of revolutionary struggle at Maidan, has disappeared, according to them, during the revolutionary events in Kiev. Later, his body, with his left hand, was found in the woods in Sumy region. Examination revealed he was tortured. This is all according to the Nazi webpage. Guru, over the weekend, we talked about it just a while ago on commercial break, that Washington, Obama, is actually worried about Russia coming into Syria to help. Why are they worried, Guru? Huh? Is it because maybe there's information that ISIS targets, right? That Russia have exposed these ISIS targets, yet Washington, Obama knows these targets. They know where ISIS is, but refuse to target them. And now let's continue with that point. Obama regime is aware of ISIS positions but would not target. Washington's motives are suspicious. This according to Lavrov. Moscow has this information. The U.S. is aware of the Islamic State's positions but would not begin airstrikes, according to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. I hope I would not fail anyone by saying some of our counterparts, members of the coalition, say they sometimes have information about where, at which positions are the ISIS certain groups, but the coalition's commanders in the U.S. naturally would not agree to deliver a strike. Our American counterparts, either from the very beginning were establishing the coalition not enough thoroughly, or the idea was it should have the goals other from those declared. The coalition was formed very spontaneously. Within just a few days, they declared it was ready. Certain countries have joined, and they began some airstrikes. Analysis of the coalition's aviation causes weird impressions. The suspicions are, besides the declared goal of fighting the Islamic State, there is something else in the coalition's goal. I do not want to make any conclusions, he said. It is not clear what information of higher ideas the commander may have, but signals of the kind are coming. Also, excluding the Syrian armed forces from fighting the Islamic State is absurd. Guru, it is absurd. Moscow calls it absurd to exclude the Syrian military from fighting the ISIS as the government military or the most effective force on the ground, Russian Foreign Minister said. The West announced publicly they would not talk to Assad. Moreover, they said they would welcome an input from Russia or any other country in fighting ISIS if only it does not strengthen positions of the Syrian president. Excluding the Syrian armed forces from fighting the Islamic State is absurd. With all the options I have named, the most effective military force on the ground is the Syrian armed forces. Back with the news. Guru, Andre, Angela Merkel wants to start a military, an army, a EU army. With all the wars around the world, now she wants a united army. Reminds me of somebody from Germany, a guy with a little mustache. Nazi German Chancellor will ask UK to stand aside as she promotes ambitious plan to integrate continental Europe's armed forces. Angela Merkel will expect David Cameron to drop his opposition to an EU army plan. The German Chancellor will ask Britain to stand aside as she promotes an ambitious blueprint to integrate continental Europe's armed forces. It comes as Jean-Claude Juncker, President of the European Commission, said Britain will get a deal if it gives the green light to an addition of powerful new EU institutions. A Berlin source said agreeing not to block Miss Merkel's defense plans is a favor that she would seek from Mr. Cameron. If you want favors, you have to give favors. If Cameron wants a flexible Europe, he must let other members integrate further. Yes, she said, opt out, opt out, opt out, and then shut up. These were her words. Sounds like a tyrant. She wants a united EU military. With all the madness around the world. It's crazy. Back from a break. Me and Guru were just talking about Angela Merkel's military idea, the future of the EU. And he mentioned an interesting point. The refugee crisis is actually probably speeding up this plan of hers. So, is this all planned? I mean, is this all the agenda of this regime of hers? Because look at this article. Guru. Germany tries to reduce the number of asylum seekers arriving in the country. Germany has introduced control on its borders in order to deal with a surge in refugees. What's happening is they're ready to close the borders. Her and Hungary. Trains coming from Austria have been temporarily halted, and it's unknown when the transportation service will resume. The decision has left hundreds stranded at Vienna train station. Following the arrival of more than 13,000 refugees arriving in the southern city of Munich alone on Saturday and another 3,000 on Sunday morning, Berlin decided to impose temporary border controls on its southern frontier with Austria. Also in Hungary, Guru, thousands of soldiers begin patrolling new high security fence along Serbia's border. The latest refugees have arrived in Hungary, but they could be among the last. Hungarian Prime Minister is promising tougher action, and from next week, he says anyone caught illegally crossing the border will be arrested. On Saturday, Austria's chancellor criticized Hungary for its handling of the refugee crisis, likening the country's policies to Nazi deportations during the Holocaust. This border is about to close now. The construction of the fence here is almost complete. They've just left this little section open at the railway tracks where thousands of people continue to cross. But soon this border too will be closed, and the army will start patrolling this border, trying to keep people out of Hungary. And now for some really great news over the weekend. Guru, Andre, your favorite tennis player, and mine, Novak Djokovic, with simply outstanding performance. Nerves of steel and heart of a lion, Novak defeated five-time former titleist second seed Roger Federer 6-4, 5-7, 6-4, 6-4 on Sunday night to win his second U.S. Open crown and 10th Grand Slam trophy. Djokovic captured his third major title in 2015, 55th career singles title, 7th this year, Guru. After a 3-hour rain delay, Novak and Roger took to the court under the lights on Arthur Ashe Stadium. Nola was the one who took control early in the match. He was up a break and serving when a slip and fall seemed to knock him off his game. Federer won the next two games to move ahead. The serve recovered and broke once more to win the 6-4 set. Federer serves came back in the second set. He did not allow Novak a single break point chance, taking it 7-5 to level the match at one set apiece. In the third and fourth sets, Djokovic proved to be too good. Despite a heavily pro-Federer crowd, the 20-year-old Belgrade native remained focused and outplayed the Swiss in the biggest points of the match. The pair squared off for the 42nd time. They are now tied 21-21 overall career. I have to share, this is according to Djokovic, I have to share my admiration for Roger and what he's doing. I have tremendous respect for him and the challenge he is presenting. Knowing you are playing the best player ever in history of the game, I knew I needed to play my best in order to win this trophy, and it's quite incredible evening for me, Novak said. It's been an incredible season, next to 2011 the best of my life, but I'm enjoying this year more than I did any previous one because I'm a husband and a father, and it makes it sweeter. I love this sport, and all these results and achievements are incentive for me to keep on going. I'm going to try to enjoy this victory as much as I can. The Clash of the Titans lasted 3 hours and 20 minutes, Andre. 3 hours and 20 minutes. Nole, who also won in New York in 2011, broke 6 times from 13 opportunities and saved 19 of 23 break points he faced. Match statistics. We won't go through that, but look at this. Novak had previously beat João Sousa, Andre Mauro, Seppi, Agut, Lopez, and defending champion, the Croat, Marin Cilic. The victory completes one of the greatest seasons in men's tennis history, Guru, in history, who made all 4 major finals, losing just one, the French Open, to Wawrinka. Djokovic is now tied with Bill Tilden with 10 Grand Slam titles, one behind Bjorg and Laver. Congratulations, Novak Djokovic. Thank you guys so much. Guru, Andre, thank you for your help in the studio. Please, everyone, be safe and see you guys soon.